The aesthetic for me, I think that I am making art the same way nature does. Nature makes things one cell or one molecule or one particle at a time. And those particles are identical. It's their rhythm that gives them different appearances, you know. So using a single object to me is like using a single cell. That's the way I think about it. And that's why I feel I can make anything out of everything and everything out of anything, because the approach is just multiplication. The first interest in art, I would say that, you know, the moment you open your eyes, because everything around you is created, everything is a work of art by somebody. When I was 3 years old, my mom found me copying cartoons from the Sunday paper in the kitchen, and that's when it started. They encouraged me from that point on. And then from there, I always took art classes. In college, I didn't do assemblage. I was mostly a painter. And after college, I was mostly an illustrator. But I started taking a jewelry making class at York Museum. And that class brought me to the awareness that jewelry was just small sculpture. So I started looking for small things to make jewelry out of on the street. I go through many different iterations of labels, like David Bowie. So at that time, I thought of myself as a high-tech primitive artist. So I was finding industrial materials, like I go to construction sites and take their scraps, PVC pipes, aluminum, etc., and make things out of those. Years ago, I was invited to exhibit at Grounds for Sculpture. To have the first meeting, and you know, I'm drinking water. And I got the bottle gets empty, and I'm squeezing the bottle, and I realized that I can shape the bottle into different things. But that night, I had a dream. I dreamed that I made a chandelier out of water bottles, and there's a picture of Buddha in every chandelier. So for that show, I made that chandelier. With light on them is amazing. The sparkle and shine is like, for me, it's like God walked into the room when I see that. A few years ago, I won a commission for the Kansas City International Airport. And when I heard about it, Kansas City, I think of jazz right away, and I think of Charlie Parker. When I heard by airport, I think of flight. So right away, I said, man, this would be great for birds made of saxophones. So it was that simple. It's almost like an equation. You know, Kansas City plus airport plus Charlie Parker equals saxophone birds. This one is for the show coming up in the city. And I have to tell you what I'm excited about. When I made the ones that are in Kansas City, they had to be attached to a wooden base to stand up. But a few days ago, it occurred to me that I can control the weight either by adding more weight to balance it out or shifting the center of gravity. And I shifted the center of gravity and they stood up, and it just blew my mind. I'm still excited about it. I remember my wife would say to me that I should tell each sculpture what I wanted to do and let it do its thing. I have great faith in the ability of faith, you know, and I'm talking about faith in myself, you know. A lot of critique is going on, a lot of criticism is going on, and it doesn't bother me because, you know, the art generates conversation. A lot of artists do the same thing their whole career, but I couldn't do that. It'd be very boring for me. And I read that Picasso, at some point, did every approach, you know, all mixed up. At one point, it was a period, this period, that period. But as he got older, just throw it all together. And that's kind of where I'm at, where I've been for many years now. Because I am inspired by newness, just different things, just open to inspiration. That's what it's about.